We're looking back at this day in Mississippi history as we prepare for the nation's 250th birthday next July. 65 years ago today, a former president came to Mississippi to campaign for a future president. Harry Truman traveled to Tupelo, where he urged a crowd of thousands to vote for John F. Kennedy. The Democratic former president said he was a Baptist, but was not letting that stop him from voting for a Catholic. He steered clear of civil rights and race-related issues, which were slowly moving to the forefront of local politics. When Mississippians went to the polls that November, neither Kennedy nor Richard Nixon got the most votes. This state's support went to a slate of unpledged electors who backed Senator Harry Byrd of Virginia for president. Former President Harry S. Truman comes to Mississippi on October 21st, 1960. Your look at this day in history.